We see local girl Lily Costello, winner of the run, swim, run in round one.
There's a lot of good girls lining up as well. Naomi Scott is the under-15 Australian champion. Gemma Smith finished second in the under-17 titles. A couple more of the Redhead girls, Hannah Tripas, Kirsty War, and of course our Iron Woman and board race winner Lizzie Wellborn. Can she make it a triple treat here at Redhead? The gun has gone and the girls are away, and we've seen a few make their way north. So this race, more than ever, that northern rip will make a huge difference, and already 2 packs have formed.
Yeah, 2 packs as we see the girls up to the north. Like you said, Josh, they're going to try and use that advantage of the rip, the water moving out to sea, whereas the girls on the southern end are going to have to contend with the waves breaking over that bank.
Those waves, they push their way in. The water has to go somewhere. It finds its way out via rips, and normally when you're at the beach, a rip's no good. You get caught in it, but for these girls, experienced surf lifesavers, they'll jump in it, use it to their advantage, and shoot out to sea as fast as possible. And have a look at those shots of Harriet Brown underwater. It looks like Tian Raymond there from the Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park Club going along with her, and great shots from above. They're heading over the rock formations that create those waves, and that rip's really coming to play. We're seeing the whole field heading to the north, jumping in it, working their way out. And how clear is that water?
Well, that rip is like using the elevator instead of the stairs.
Oh, great analogy. That's exactly what it's about. It'll get you there twice as fast and using half the energy. Out in front, the girls make their way across the back and start to work home. It looks like Alex Nolan there from Northcliffe, the distinctive white cap with the gold star on the front. I think Gemma Smith is in the mix as well as Naomi Scott, so our young gun, the under-15 Australian surf race champion. Harriet Brown's in the mix as well, along with Greta Peterson and Lizzie Wellborn. As a wave washes through, all of this mix things up. Right in the centre of your screen, Lily Costello, probably the smallest girl in the field, racing like a giant there up against some older girls as she pushes down it. She's in the blue cap with a red stripe, but out in front is that Harriet Brown really pushing through the centre. Brown going hard at it. It looks like Alex Nolan, her clubmate, on the right-hand side going as well. Gemma Smith's in the mix. There's 6 across the line, chasing in second place, but out in front, it looks like Brown. As a wave starts to come, there'll be ones pushing down there. Looks like 1, 2 down it. So that must be Gemma Smith and Naomi Scott there from the Manly Cub. 2 wash down this wave, and it'll be all about surf skills at this point. They're both up and duck diving. How tough's this going to be?
Well, these girls are going to find it really hard through this section. It's too deep to wade, but it is too shallow to swim.
So they're forced to duck dive as Lara Moses and the waves start to come. Brown comes down one. That's the best way of getting across this little bank. But the best way is the front way, and it is Naomi Scott out in front. She had a great day at the Australian Championships, taking out the junior surf race title. In second place, it's Gemma Smith there, the small pocket rocket from Umina. Alex Nolan comes round in third, and it looks like it's Hannah Tripas back there from the Swansea Belmont Club. So she's had a great swim, and now there's a huge pack back in 7th place. A lot of work for these girls. Harriet Brown's in the mix there. Tara Coleman, Lily Costello, Tian Raymond as well. So as Naomi Scott pushes through that break, she'll continue to duck dive. Second swim leg, how hard is it going back out against these waves?
Well, this is something that will test the girls, not something they're used to. This M-shaped course where they have to go through the surf twice is really going to test them, but they're going to have to deal with it right here, right now.
The one dealing with it better than the rest is Naomi Scott from the Manly Club on Sydney's northern beaches. A great stroke there, strong through the water. We can see the arms, a high rating for surf swimmers, but she's really getting through the water nicely.
Yeah, she's got a fantastic stroke there. We see her lift her head at the front of the stroke. Not something pool swimmers would usually do, but we do that in the surf, so you can look for those cans. You know exactly where you're heading.
Alexandra Nolan hot on her heels, trying to get back into this race as we see some great shots right in the thick of the action from Bart Louie, the best in the business, as Lizzie Wellborn tries to keep her perfect streak at Redhead intact, back in 4th place. And then there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 on the chase there in a huge pack. And what about this from underneath the action there? We see the girls making their way out, and it's so tough with these waves coming in and out. They're forced to look up, try and keep in line with the can. No black line to keep them on track here, Jack.
No, absolutely not. You won't see a black line on the bottom of the ocean, but you will see that can in the distance. That's what the girls are swimming for.
And Naomi Scott's around that can and on her way home. Nolan, Smith, Wellborn, Peterson, Brown, all on the chase. They'll turn, and now they need a wave. It looks like Naomi Scott's got enough of a gap to hold on. If she keeps going at this pace, we see the rating lifts. She knows she's out in front, takes a little look around and lifts the kick there. 6-beat kick at the moment. The rating's very high this late in a race, but she's got a huge gap on the rest of the field. As we pan back, it's probably 30 metres, so maybe 15, 20 seconds tops. They're going to need a wave to swim her down because we can see how shallow that water's getting right out in front of her.
She's done a great job to put herself out in front, and a little wave picks up behind her. So she's going to hold this across this bank. Should be enough to get her home.
Look at the body surfing skills from the youngest in the field there. Naomi Scott, great job there. Gets herself really stiff like a surfboard and rides that whitewash all the way to the sand. Stands up, take a bow. Naomi Scott from the Manly Club on Sydney's northern beaches. This has been a stellar performance, and the Summer of Surf Young Gun Series continues. 3 women's races, 3 Young Gun winners here. What a performance from Naomi Scott.
There's certainly plenty to look forward to in the future.
As the race is on now for second place, another of the young guns, Gemma Smith there, so she's been in the mix all day. Alex Nolan's doing her best from the Northcliffe Club to chase her down, but they won't get Smith. Umina in second place, Northcliffe in third. Looks like Lizzie Wellborn will just scrape home ahead of Greta Peterson in 5th and 6th place there. Harriet Brown crosses the line as well, so a good job from them as the rest of the field makes their way up, but it was one for the young guns here in the surf race final. Naomi Scott out in front, Gemma Smith in second, Northcliffe, Alexandra Nolan in third, Lizzie Wellborn in 4th place. As we make our way over the page, Taylor Piskarik, Maddie Spencer, Lily Costello, Lara Moses, Alira Richardson, Phoebe Savage, Michaela Simpson and Kirsty Waugh rounds us out.
Yeah, it was great.
Long swim, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like long swims because that's probably my better event, so.
The conditions out there today, a little tricky.
Yeah, a bit tricky because there was lots of potholes that I tried to miss, and the waves sometimes they go dumping, so yeah.
There were some great athletes in that race. You were pretty proud to win that?
Yeah, I was very surprised. I was just going it to have a go, see where I was at, but yeah, it was very surprising.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of Naomi Scott in the future, but as we go to our overall point score, Taylor Piskarik on top with 2 top 10 finishes puts her in the lead. Alex Nolan, Tara Coleman and Gemma Smith are our top 4. Heading further down the page, Lizzie Wellborn, Laura Taylor, Ella Brown, Rachel Eddy and Tiana Raymond